they come again. Space. That shot! And City takes a 3-2 lead. Unbelievable!
Out wide if she can find her. Great job to play Ella Offer. Offer a right-footed ball across. Romine arriving at the far post. It's 2-1. Detroit City FC.
Back in our humble cove here at Cafe 1923.
Yes.
Bringing you the Musings, second week in a row. Pretty much, it's not so much DCFC centralized as, say, like Soccer Night in Detroit or after hours and all that stuff. So we just like to go around the plethora of, or the world of the beautiful game.
Yes, soccer news inside, outside, USL, and all that.
All that fun stuff.
And by the way, before I begin, apologies to Drew Martin. I'm sorry to ignore you during our wild interview on Saturday night.
Oh, absolutely. No, Drew's a great gal.
Yeah, I know.
Drew, I mean, in fact, that whole women's squad. By the way, if you are in the social, if you're in the socials, in the Discord and all that, Legacy Award
presented by our Northern Guard.
Yep. The Northern Guard is the NGS Legacy Award is voting has begun on that. So make your selections there via I believe it's noonelikes.us.
.us. Right. And by the way, apology to the MVP, the one and only Hannah Brown. She's a really fun one. I mistakenly listed her college as Minnesota. Actually, she went to Aquinas University.
Yeah. She corrected us.
Thank you.
We're all good there.
We're all good. Yeah, I know.
Great
and by
girl.
the way, congratulations to what we mentioned in the Europe, Sophia Romine, who got a contract for that Finnish team in the first division of the women's team in Finland.
Rindvik or whatever.
Rindvik, yes. Yeah, so we missed her during the tail on the run and the playoffs, but we know, and she just signed, and she's going to play soccer in the fall.
Yep.
Wonderful lady.
Yep.
And like that. Oh, one more thing. We had our lineup all set up until, let me do the sound effect. Ooga, ooga, breaking news, ooga, ooga.
I think I got a thing for that. So
that's a spoof of all the newscasts doing at B-roll before breaking news. But the big news, Wayne State, who is a partner of DCFC, made an announcement I knew was going to happen.
And what would that be?
They're going to form a women's soccer team. They're calling it Team 19. They're 19 varsity sport in the Wayne State system. They are going to be playing in the GLIAC League. They're going to be playing at the field behind Town Field, which is their primary football stadium. They have the soccer lines all decked out, and the DCFC men's also practice there. So they're right now, they just started posting on LinkedIn for a woman's head coach, Class A license, of course, as Neil Wood would say. Yeah. And they're going to start off a league play in the GLIAC in summer of 2026. They're going to play in the NCAA system.
Wow. Yeah. So that's a good thing. That's a good thing. More women's soccer in the area, so that's a good thing there.
And I would not be surprised if Team XX20 will be the men's soccer team. I would not be surprised.
I wouldn't be surprised either, and plus it might fuel a little bit more talent into the Detroit City women's program. I mean, just by judging from the news there, because it'll provide more opportunities for the summer program and all that stuff, and more opportunities for female soccer players around the state to have an outlet.
And it's not going to be far when the new stadium on Michigan 20th will start operating.
Oh, so, absolutely, yeah. So, not down, pretty much down the road.
Speaking of the soccer team at Michigan 20th, we were planning one big news, the happy news, a large sponsor initiative, which we'll get to, but delay in the Michigan 20th Stadium, all connected to an unfortunate tragedy over the weekend, and
another incident or another thing as well, because the Detroit News posted an article yesterday about the incident that occurred over the weekend. A young man from Macomb County,
just
urban relic dwelling.
Yes.
That has been a thing in Detroit for like the last, I would say, 20, 30 years or
Yeah,
so.
you're right.
Like
Back
that.
in
Very, very
even
interesting.
farther in the 80s. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. And with many historic buildings closing
Yeah.
down, say like the Packer plant, for
Yeah.
example.
Before they renovated the Michigan Central plant,
Absolutely.
and all that,
And Southwest Detroit.
and even the Storm Apple Valley Putt in Midtown on the east side. That was I need more horrors.
Yeah, and
Apparently-
kids just going in there basically. Is
Just
what it-
ignorant flooring the place, which has been empty, and he did it on the worst time, the dead of night. If anybody has traveled by bus or car, it's a dark place at night. It hasn't been used for 20 years.
Absolutely, and just
And-
like with any abandoned building,
You're right.
to be honest with you, and unfortunately, an unfortunate incident occurred. The guy fell to his death,
He stepped into an elevator shaft.
yeah, and it's dangerous times.
That's
but
horrible.
Hopefully that'll be expedited. But the other thing that they were talking about though was the fact that obviously there's a lot of water to be
In the
pumped out
basement. Oh,
of
my.
that hospital.
Yeah.
And they have to check, obviously, for contaminants and PFAS. And I think there was pictures that were shown online of like hypodermic needles.
Robin Beskin, who's a good friend of mine, she worked at the Detroit News, photographed the water, and holy, it's a major yuck. Needles,
Yeah.
cigarette lighters, whatever. Oh my God! And that's the reason what was supposed to happen is now being delayed because of it.
And we hope it's an expedited delay because,
I know.
obviously the timeline is very tight as far as this thing
Yeah.
goes. They want to open this thing by 2027.
Yeah, you're
but,
right.
it just adds to it's nothing that we have not seen before.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, obviously with the train station and all that stuff,
Yeah.
I wouldn't say the same exact thing. However, a relic that's been sitting vacant for for decades.
Yeah, and falling apart, being
Yeah.
stripped, and graffiti tag and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody told me why we haven't heard this more often, but
It's one of those
Yeah.
it's one of those secrets. Let's just say those
my.
background secrets that you have in shall we say in Detroit culture.
Yeah.
When you think about it, urban dwellings and all that.
Yeah,
I mean, it's this urban exploring,
Yeah.
shall we say that?
You're right. And
relic
by-
exploring.
And by the way, when they post the sign "No trespassing," they're very serious. You could get charged for.
I think they're going to get. I don't know what the future endeavors as far as that goes is if they're going to hire like a security team.
Yes, I read they have hired 24/7 security to make sure nobody
Yeah.
breaks in. So
Yeah, so
that's
I'm
good.
thinking- yeah, so I mean that's important, and the main thing is the safety and well-being.
Yeah.
Is really what it is, and they don't want incidents like that happening, and to delay the process because
Yeah.
I mean eventually this thing's going to come down.
It's going to calm down eventually.
Yeah.
If you saw the video about, I think 3 weeks ago when the players toured the building, they toured
and
the
a
inside.
supervised.
Yes.
and a
In a
su-
supervised setting, it happened
Yeah.
in the daylight.
And
They told them don't go in there or there, especially the other staff were just unfortunate event tragedy.
And even
because, yeah.
even the club were offering supervised tours as well. To people, they would purchase that or whatever it is. They
Yeah.
offered the supervised tours of the hospital
Yeah.
that way
Right.
too. But
this wasn't supervised.
no,
It was just a kid
very
breaking in.
unsupervised,
No.
if you ask
Very
me.
unsupervised.
But
yeah.
like I said, hopefully things will be expedited and everything.
will.
And everything will.
Let's
go normal.
hope
Just-
because they're in a tight time. We're in almost August of 20.
it's just a bump in the road
25.
there.
Yeah, bump in the road,
I
yeah.
mean, we've had like I said, teams with worse. Indian Burial Ground over
Oh,
at
yeah, Indianapolis.
yeah.
Yeah, and now a problem with one team. I can't remember the Sacramento Stadium project. Have also had a bump in the road. So,
The prices of growing.
oh my.
So we'll just say
I know.
growing and all that.
Speaking
stuff.
of USL, this was made official last week, and I always like to use the MN line. Guess who's back? Back again. Cosmo's back. Tell a friend. Yes.
For some people, it's the team that will not die.
It will
well,
never
we say
die.
that about, well, we say that about NISA, the league that will not die either.
No, not the
But
Michigan Stars.
I think they have proper footing this time around.
Yeah. Are you talking about the New York Cosmos? Their third reboot.
We dropped the New York name on it.
Yes.
When you look at the logo, it's like the logo from like the mid '70s.
Yes.
Yeah, the mid '70s when they were playing games at the Meadowlands.
You're right.
At Giant Stadium, and
I know. And they died with the entire league.
Pretty
You know what I
much.
mean? They were 4-time Soccer Bowl champion the first go around, and then they were in NASL version 2.0. Remember that?
yes, this is when Rocco Commisso
Yeah.
was the main main owner of
Yes.
the club.
And he went to the reboot NASL because he tried to get it into MLS. Denied.
Yeah,
I
and
know.
here's the deal on that.
Yeah.
Commisso had a lawsuit
Oh.
with
U.S. Soccer and
with U.S.
Major-
Soccer
yeah.
Federation and Major League
Yeah.
Soccer. That lawsuit was it wasn't settled, but it was decided that MLS had every right to say, "Hey, they're a first division league, and
You're just a little
there's no
bit
there's no antitrust involved there."
No, remember that.
Which
yeah.
pretty much
Ended
okay,
it, yes.
no, which pretty much was the springboard of what USL's doing with the
Yes,
Pro Rel and
I
the
see.
Division One
I know.
and all that stuff, and they're going.
And don't forget,
In my opinion, they're
Yeah.
going about the right way.
You're right. And don't forget, there was a third version in the short-lived Member Cup, attempted league within the NPSL. That blew up. And
That was the B side of the Cosmos.
I know. The
And
B
of
side. Oh, yeah, the B side.
Darwin
yeah.
Espinal,
Yeah,
Matt
you're right.
Lewis.
Yeah.
Yeah. Many other players were with that group.
We
back
got
in the
Matt
day.
Lewis, luckily us.
Well, at first at loan, and then he ended up signing full time with
full-time
the
for Detroit City, yeah.
when the whole lawsuit
Yeah.
was going for.
And by the way, where they're playing is in about an hour near the New York City metro area, Patterson, New Jersey, right?
historic Hinchcliffe Stadium, Negro League ballpark for so many years during the era of the Negro National League, and they converted it into a soccer stadium, and that's where the Cosmos will be playing in League One next year. Speaking of which, like as
and
well.
I was about to say, do you think they entered the league with Pro Rel coming up, a springboard to? Premier?
Yeah, we shall see.
We shall see,
because total of 7 teams will be entering.
7 teams, unbelievable. With the New York
including
Cosmos,
one of the opponents that will be taking part in USL playoff or USL 1 league playoff play in Flint coming up this Friday.
Yes, against Steel City.
No,
Oh.
against Midwest United.
Midwest United,
Yeah,
sorry.
Fort Wayne FC, I believe it
Yes,
is.
yeah. Fort Wayne FC, one of the teams that's going to be playing in League One, which is kind of surprise.
Yep.
And there's other teams, Spokane, Washington. They don't have a shield yet. They have the Cookton.
Well, of course, the
USL.
Spokane Velocity is part of the USL Super League.
Super League. Yeah.
So they're very much part of that too. So they're adding a men's team along the lines there, as far as that goes. So I mean, a lot of growth in the USL right now, which is a good thing.
Which is a good thing. But here's the big question, and it was asked by Morning Kick Round. By the way, subscribe to their YouTube channel.
Shout out to Jason Davis and Rob Kirk.
By the way, are they expanding too much? 7 teams in one league. This year they expanded to 5 teams. You know what I mean? After a couple of deflections and all that, Or do you think they're trying to right side it once get a blessing from U.S. Soccer?
Here's the thing on that.
Okay.
You look at the English soccer tournament, for example,
Yeah.
and everybody looks to that pyramid because that's the most recognizable pyramid in the world.
The
I
FA
mean,
Cup, right?
Well, not so much. I mean, with Championship and League One, League Two, and all those other leagues too. That's the most looked at around the world, and you see it on television, via CBS or obviously the Premier League on NBC and all that stuff. ESPN provides coverage of like the FA Cup and other competitions like that. But you look at how many teams are in that pyramid. There is over, I would say, about 100, almost 200, maybe more, as far as that goes.
Yeah.
And it provides a solid structure. Oh yeah. Yeah, it provides a solid structure for that league because when you look at it, you have like say 20 teams in the Premier League, 22 in Championship. I don't know how many in League One.
24.
24 in League One. How
24 also in League Two as well.
Yeah. So just within that structure there, you're looking at about 100 teams there.
Yeah.
Not to mention all the teams that are below that level that are playing like in the National League or whatever it is, which is a step below League or EFL League Two. And it provides an ecosystem there, and it's well within the FA's ecosystem when you think about it. Teams play each other for the FA Cup all the time, whether it be National League teams, League One, League Two, Championship, obviously the Premier
And how
League.
it's structure where you come in, a lot of the
where like the champions would move up, the bottom feeders would move down, that type of deal. The thing is with Pro Row, you have to have the right amount of teams to do that.
Yeah.
Say like, okay, right now you're going to get like 12. You need a minimum of 12 in the U.S. system to have an established Division One league.
Yeah. The Championship League, we have 24.
Yeah.
The League One right now have 13. And with expansion, you may have
Or 14 actually,
or
because
may
there's
have
38
right.
teams in the Jägermeister Cup.
Yeah, you're right. And it could
And
be
not to
more,
mention, you got hundreds of teams in USL League Two playing amateur status.
Yes.
This way, you see an amateur team like Fort Wayne saying, "Hey, we got the money we're generating enough revenue where we can say, hey, let's go into League One and establish a professional side there and compete with those teams in that league." It's all obviously it all boils down to the money. I know the threshold of money is going to be a little bit different now. It might be a little bit different, considering that. We'll see what happens at their annual general meetings, the USSF, how they're going to go about this with the USL implementing Pro Division One.
By the way, the other team, who's entering 2025, AC Boise, Corporate Courtesy FC, the team in Eugene, Oregon, I just mentioned, Fort Lauderdale United FC, Miami area, Fort Wayne FC, who is playing this weekend, Cosmos, Saratoga Paradise, and the Central Florida Pro Soccer. That's what it said on Wikipedia. So yeah, those teams coming in.
And going back to the Cosmos.
Okay.
Have you heard of a guy named Scott Matchmaker Mitchell, or what I think his last name?
Possibly think so.
Okay.
Okay. Is he part of the new group in?
Absolutely not.
Oh, okay. I'm asking.
Absolutely not. This guy has been collecting IPs or
intellectual property, by the way.
Yep. For old NASL franchises back in the day. Detroit Express being one of those that he collected the trademark for. So now he's trying to fight the New Jersey Pro Soccer, North New Jersey Pro Soccer.
Okay.
He's trying
to.
He's trying to. Yeah. Because he's been going online saying it's a fake Cosmos and it's not. It doesn't uphold to the traditions of the. Grant you're not going to recreate what happened in the 70s.
No, that's all
it's part of the legacy.
It's
I
part of Paleo legacy and all that.
Yeah.
But the two different versions, the Cosmos were.
Well, there was the Pele Cosmos, and then to us, Detroit, we're aware of the Rocco Cosmos.
The Rocco Cosmos,
because that pretty much as I set that down, I don't know if you need that. No, that pretty much set off the, like I said, the MPS Pro. We had a couple of fixtures against them in Members Cup, and of course in NISA in 2020 that that truncated season there.
I know.
We had a couple meetings with them in that. In fact, I think we ended up beating them out for one of the top seeds in the fall tournament.
Yep.
In the fall tournament, we didn't face them in the fall tournament.
No.
We faced them in the abbreviated regular season that they had leading up to the tournament. And then after that, Rocco proceeded with trying to go through with this lawsuit.
of
going against-
NASL version 2.0.
Yeah, he was trying to do that, and thus
By that time, everybody
he put the club on hiatus.
Yeah, you're right.
Now there's another guy that was on there. I can't think of his name offhand. That really wanted to keep the game go or keep the name going.
Yeah.
He spoke with Rocco. Pretty much got permission. Rocco released the
Logo.
released the trademark on it so that North Jersey Pro Soccer could use it for the rebranding of their club and their quest to join USL League One. So he was on Morning Kick Around this morning talking about that as well.
I have yet to see that. I want to see that. Yeah.
I was, I just got up and it was on, and I saw that, and I saw it was on there.
Yeah.
But like I said, and he's creating the thing. But the matchmaker, the guy that's known as the matchmaker, he's just he's
Troll.
He's
Troll.
a stirrer.
Troll.
He's a poop stirrer.
We like to call it a troll.
Yeah, very much a troll.
Yeah, pretty
and
much,
he's raised over $17,000 just to try to get this NLL going, which is supposed to be for the fans, and a lot of people see him for what he really is.
Yeah.
And
A Scooter Braun type character. If you don't know who Scooter Braun is, Google it and mention Taylor Swift in the same goal goes, you know what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah, absolutely there. And
I know.
It's just that. I mean, he's just one of those that likes to stir the pot a little bit. And, in the soccer Twitter world, or the soccer Twitter landscape,
Yeah, you're right.
he's just one of those that is
butter.
he's one of those characters that are out there, and we've known of many characters over the years. Shysters,
Frosters,
yeah,
what have you.
we've known that for so many years, and
my.
in that league.
Don't forget the Titurian Romeo. Oh, brother, you know what we're talking about. I digress. Yeah.
Longing me for the days of the pizza parties with Larry Gerard and New Amsterdam FC.
I know.
Peter Wilt. Well, I mean, Peter Wilt. I mean, a lot of people have an issue with Peter Wilt, but I really don't have. The guy is one of the top people that want pro rel in this country.
I know.
And I'm sure he's happy with what the intentions of what USL is doing, and he's all for it. But like I said, he's launched so many teams. He's never stayed at every team. Let's just put it that way.
Put it that way. Yeah.
I think the last one he did was Chicago House, and they're playing right now. I believe they're playing NPSL.
Yeah, maybe. I'm not sure. I don't follow.
They're not playing USPL. We know that.
I know I don't follow a lot of the
UPSL.
NPSL or
Yeah.
UPSL ever since we moved to the USA.
But they have been in Open Cup and all that stuff.
know.
So I mean, good on their part that at least they're still alive in the lexicon of U.S. soccer.
Yeah. All right.
So,
well,
speaking of
the actual
US,
game,
speaking of the U.S.,
okay.
You weren't privy too much to the Club World Cup.
Yes, unfortunately,
you were on assignment. You were sort of on assignment.
On assignment, I went to the two-match, and it was really great. It was protected in a quiet neighborhood of fans, being at their best behavior. You could hear a lot of the players, and sometimes it lost from the announcers and the people on the stand yelling and hollering but in a quiet setting, you could hear the players always have to be aware to, hey, go back right there, like that. You can hear the referees and all that in a quiet setting.
Yes.
It's just, and in a quiet setting, at UAD on Livermore and McNichols, it's a really different experience than I ever thought of.
Unfortunately, it was not the best of results for Detroit City FC.
And congratulations, by the way.
They had a great season, by the way.
But I was on assignment. I didn't see the Club World Cup. The finals.
I was listening. The only thing I was doing, I was listening to the game on the radio.
I know.
Obviously, a certain, Chelsea ended up winning the thing.
Yeah. By the way, Cole Palmer was amazing. He had 2 goals, identical on the right side. He assisted on the 3rd goal, and I will admit, I was kind of surprised Chelsea won it because PSG was on a serious crowning spree.
They killed it in Miami. They got rid of Real Madrid.
Yes, and also before the tournament, they entered 5-zip.
In the Champions League
it
final.
was crowning glory.
And
I don't want to call it massacre. They were trumping them, including where they lost. Yeah.
Speaking of what you just uttered,
Oh, brother.
Oh, by the way, they did sign a new midfielder.
Yeah.
And they waited till the end of the.
I'm gonna look at myself.
They waited till the trophy presentation to introduce him. Taco Kofefe. He's a midfielder from Greenland, and he likes to play on the right wing. So, I mean.
How?
He's a little bit, he's aged, he's played that league for a long time. So
How embarrassing.
Yeah.
How fucking, excuse my language, how fucking embarrassing. You're just there to present the medal and award the trophy, and just like any other sport, especially the Formula 1, when the commissioner said, hey, here's your cup and all that.
And then the commissioner steps away and all that.
And then he got worse.
He made it about himself, and
the
first thing you do.
He photobombed their winning moment. You could hear the players saying, Cole Palmer saying, what's he doing here? And the guy who was about to lift saying, get out of here, get out of here. Yeah, you have to take
Johnny
Infantino
Infantino was, trying to pull him aside and all that
he
stuff.
Said, get out of the way, get out of the way.
You don't make your.
Don't get out of the way.
This is the problem with him. This is the problem with him. And we've seen this.
We've seen
it over and over and over. He's always made it about himself.
Yeah, you're right.
He made it about himself back in 1985 when the original USFL was in the middle of a lawsuit with the NFL because they wanted to do they wanted to go into the fall.
Yeah.
And
that was part of his plan, but remember, he won the lawsuit, but got awarded $3.
It ended up turning out to be $1.
And
bankrupt the league.
Yeah, literally bankrupt the league.
Literally bankrupt the league.
Yeah.
The USFL ceased to exist.
Unfortunately, we lost the Panthers, the original one.
Well, we lost them beforehand because they moved
they went to Oakland. That's a whole
But the thing is, he makes it about himself. In anything he does, he's always made it about himself. Whether it be the apprentice, whether it be the presidency, whether it be this incident over at the World Cup.
And this was very embarrassing. After they were celebrating, Gianni Infantino, although I don't want to say he's a little shady now, he said that, wait a minute, he pushed Donald Trump back to let the players have their freaking moment. And give Chelsea the credit. When they reposted the photo, they photoshopped him.
Too.
Yeah. They photoshopped his face out
and
of them.
FIFA too, as far as that goes. So,
but that is very embarrassing.
Honestly,
it
is an embarrassment.
It's an embarrassment.
I hope we don't see this next year during the World Cup.
I hope not.
Hand the trophy, get off stage.
Get off stage, and
and most you look at. Okay,
right.
I'm going to compare this to the FA Cup.
Yeah.
In England. Okay, grant you, Prince William hands the trophy out to the winner of the FA Cup.
Yes, and he exits stage left.
He doesn't make it about himself. He makes it about the team that won the trophy.
He goes to
a lot of other world leaders do that too.
Yeah,
I'm sure they did it down in Qatar when Argentina won the World Cup.
Yeah, they exit stage left as well.
Yep.
It's for the players who earned it.
And I didn't see any American official give away the World Cup back in 1994 when Brazil won it.
No, I didn't say it.
Yeah, I don't.
That batter, who was the president of FIFA at the time, said, "Here's the World Cup," and he liked to say, "Let the player have their moment. Yep. Let the players have their moment." Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
What we saw on Sunday was a total embarrassment. I'm sorry. Yeah. I'm sorry to everybody.
It's an embarrassment to the soccer world, and and then there's rumors, or I don't know if there's rumors or if they're actually true that he's actually got the actual Club World Cup trophy.
That was a story. Actually, here's the story. When they were promoting in the White House, FIFA bought the actual Club World Cup, and he said, "Hey, can I borrow it for a while?" And they did, and he didn't give it back. And by the way, they had to spend $230,000 to make a new trophy, and it's
to be fair, FIFA's got the money.
Yeah.
Let's just put it that. I mean, come on. You look at what the next couple World Cups are, and the future World Cups, and one of them being in Saudi Arabia, and we all know the Saudis have the money. Yeah. But FIFA's got the money. They'll be fine.
Yeah. they'll be fine. But
But needless to say, I mean, that was just an embarrassment
It
there.
was all
And then
over.
the other thing
Tough.
I took away, I didn't see anything. They did a halftime show.
Oh my,
Granted, it wasn't on the pitch.
no.
How kind of like what what the NFL does with the halftime
show.
shows for the Super Bowl and whatnot.
I know.
Granted, it wasn't on the pitch or anything
No.
like that.
It was on a side stage and all that.
Yeah.
I remember considering because I saw the UEFA Championship finals, and they had a pregame live act. The Reform Lincoln Park with a female lead singer, Chester Bennington. We apologize. They sounded so bad.
Nearly 4 years ago with the World Cup as well, they had the entertainment before the match.
Before the match, and they
How
do
long-
have entertainment before the
Yeah.
the tournament actually started at the first game.
Absolutely.
The home country like that. But
How long's a halftime usually during a soccer match?
halftime is 15 minutes. I always check Fob Bob. They timed it for the second half. It's 15 minutes. The players go off the field, get rushed up, take nutrient Gatorade.
I heard that with the halftime show and all that got pushed back to about 23 minutes.
23 minutes. Oh my.
And this is what you're going to expect when they do this halftime. This is the problem here. They want to. This is called Americanizing the game.
Yeah.
You see the Super Bowl
Yes.
being a huge example. It used to be marching bands doing the halftime.
That was the first one.
Yeah,
University
marching
of
bands and
Michigan,
jetpacks.
And then the whole
up
theme
with
thing,
and then up with people.
Up
and,
with people, oh my.
uh,
Up in people was, by the way, the halftime act for Super Bowl, was it 16 in that Silverdome? Yeah.
They did several Super Bowls. The first one they were actually in was Super Bowl 10.
If you
down in
haven't seen
Miami.
the Up in the People, YouTube
Don't.
Up the People.
Don't.
Brainwashing? Yeah, probably.
It's brainwashing on TV is what it was.
Or the
but,
horror.
No,
The
it
horror.
was just horrible.
Peter.
It was just horrible. It was just horrible entertainment. Thus, thus you have people like MTV and Fox creating alternate programming for
Yeah,
those
you're
30
right.
minutes.
And by the way, then the Super Bowl halftime show in Minnesota, which was the Winter Magic thing, and everybody say that was the one that killed off this interstitial theme Super Bowl, and everybody went to the halftime show on that. Let me
Yeah.
cover on Fox and all that.
Yep. So I mean, everybody. It was such a. Now you get halftime shows at the Super Bowl. You get Kendrick Lamar
Yes.
doing a 30-minute diss track.
Yeah. The diss track on Drake.
during Super Bowl during the last Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And they've become epic performances.
Yeah,
Obviously, the Rolling Stones did it here for Super Bowl
Yeah.
40.
Should have been the White Stripes on Super Bowl 40, but remember after
the White
the whole
Stripes
thing.
were not the White Stripes. To be fair,
Yeah.
they weren't the Stones at the time.
No.
Yeah, the Stones.
No.
The Stones.
They're
I mean,
about
but this was after the Janet Jackson.
Yeah, Nipplegate incident, yeah.
And then you had Paul McCartney at one. You had Bruce Springsteen at another. You had Tom Petty. I
Yeah.
mean, those were pretty good.
You're
Prince, I'm going to say, is the best.
The
best by far.
He did it in the rain, for God's sake. The Purple Rain.
It was like the best.
Epic.
That was always.
It was epic.
to
And
me,
it was
that's the
raining
best.
in Miami.
But you look at these Super Bowl halftime shows; they're like 20 to 30 minutes long. You have to hold off. The players have to sit in that locker room for 30 minutes
Yeah.
during that
For
championship
the second half.
for the second half, and they want to do the same thing for the club for the actual World Cup as
Oh,
well.
Please don't. Please don't.
Players want to get back on the field. They
Yeah.
want to compete.
Get your 15 minutes rest, get your nutrients, get your Gatorade, get
Players will
fluids.
go. I mean, we
And the
see,
coaches,
we
yeah.
see it. The players that are
I know.
in the starting 11,
Yeah.
they'll be warming up during the halftime breaks and stuff like
Uh-huh.
that. You don't want to disrupt the flow
No.
of the game.
No.
That's the
No.
whole bottom line here.
Flow.
I mean, you look at it,
Game
and,
flow.
and like I said, it's the whole Americanization. They want to.
You're right.
They want to turn the world. There's no need to turn the World Cup
Yeah.
into the Super Bowl.
No,
need
it's
whatsoever.
nowhere close. It's nowhere
It-
close.
I think it's more important than the Olympics.
Yeah.
Sorry to say, all you Olympic followers out there.
I do
Like-
follow the Olympics
yeah.
too, so yeah.
But it's more important and more passionate than the Olympics
yeah, you're right.
because you got single teams, and yes, the national teams do compete in the Olympics. It's a lesser tournament than the World Cup.
You're right.
You don't see the passion from like different countries coming in here or coming into different venues, supporting their country
Yeah.
and their federation in those competitions. You don't see that.
No.
I mean, anywhere else. You really don't see that anywhere else.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty of this competition.
Yeah, that's right.
And I think I think it's more important than say, like, I mean, where the Olympics, you have multiple sports. This is a single sport competition.
One game championship to decide the champion of the world.
Yep.
And all that. Speaking of which, I got one question. How do you think this Club World Cup did exceeded your expectation? Because I'll be honest, you know what I mean? The Club World Cup, although it's for club and country and all that, it's not the same with the regular World Cup.
Absolutely
next
not.
Year. No.
Johnny Infantino realizes the impact of club soccer
Yeah.
has made now around the world with the like the billions that
Yeah.
are put into television
Yeah.
viewing rights for, like, say, like the Premier League
Yes.
and I mean, to a lesser extent, La Liga and Bundesliga
Yeah.
and League One and Serie A, all those leagues and all that, all those European leagues. Infantino is a
Yeah.
UEFA guy.
Yeah.
He saw that, and of course, might I mention the Champions League?
Yes.
How popular
It
billions
is.
are going into having the
for
UEFA
the,
Champions
for
League.
the champion of Europe.
Yeah,
Yes.
and people watch it. People watch it in droves. And the thing is, even for soccer aficionados like us, I mean, it's a very important competition. He wants to make it the most important competition in the world, and that's the thing. He was part of the group that wanted to make the UEFA Champions League the most important competition in
Yes.
the world. So, I mean, this has same part. Whether it's going to be a 4-year thing or a 2-year thing remains to be seen.
They're in BC, yeah.
So-
and one more thing, I would like to make a rant. Remember when the hubbub of David Beckham coming to MLS? I remember a third-gen commissioner named the Soccer Don said, "Don't be surprised if we're one of the top teams in the top league in the world by 2030." Spoiler alert. It's not. Did you see the results of all 3 U.S.-based MLS teams? Seattle Sounders, Los Angeles Giants, and
The only team that
Arizona
really
Heat?
did anything well, I attribute it to the fact that they played in a not that great of a group. I mean,
Yeah.
Porto was in their group, and they defeated Porto,
Yeah.
but it was not a great group. And I'll say the case there, at least with Manchester
Como,
City.
Porto, LAFC. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? They only won once. They got into the quarterfinal where they got crowned by PSG. The other 2 teams, I'm
And,
sorry
and,
to
and
say,
PSG put the brakes on after the first half.
yes,
Mind you.
oh yes, mind you. But the 2 other U.S. teams, Seattle Sounders and LA Galaxy, total combined record 0-1-5. Only the Galaxy got 1 freaking
I think
point.
was there any teams from the Western Hemisphere in the Final Four of this
No,
competition?
no.
So that means CONCACAF and CONMEBOL
Yeah.
did not have any representatives in
No.
the final four of this competition.
Yeah, you're right. And unfortunately,
obviously the power is shifting towards
Yeah,
you
you're
know,
right.
the power is shifted towards
the
the
final
European leagues.
the final 4 was Chelsea, who won the thing, was Fulham Mesa, I think
Yes.
that's how you
Yeah.
say it. PSG and Real Madrid.
Yeah.
The Western team was nowhere close, and unfortunately, this is sort of like a drama say, "Oh, you're not nowhere close to Europe or Brazil
No.
or something like." They're nowhere even close. If, like I said, I've been always said, you cannot rely on a league hosting players who are on their last
Yeah.
legs. But and I always say, develop the U.S. soccer players who are working hard to make the team and all that. And it's totally embarrassing. And I don't want to say MLS got their kicks in, but they got their kicks in.
And
Yeah.
Neil Rule likes to mention
Yeah.
too. He did mention it on the Facebook page because
Yeah.
we were saying because someone was quoting Detroit City being in a minor league.
Yeah.
USL is not that much of a
No.
minor league if you ask me.
No.
I mean, if your championship game is outdrawing LAFC versus Red
Seattle.
or no,
Red
I don't know who was it, Philadelphia.
Philadelphia,
Well, whoever it was in the when a championship match featuring 2 smaller markets, aka Rhode Island, Colorado Springs,
Yes.
Providence, and Colorado Springs.
Yes.
The numbers better a matchup between two larger market teams.
Hey, that's all.
I mean, the facts are there.
Okay.
The facts are there. I
yeah.
mean, people want, and the fact, with them going behind a paywall,
Yes.
an expensive paywall at that.
Yeah,
I'm saying ESPN is not cheap,
No.
but you're able to access every single game, including your local team, including Detroit City FC.
Yeah.
You're able to access every single team. There's no blackouts. There's no restrictions, and we're thankful for CBS Detroit, the conglomerate, for providing the coverage for DCFC that they do, whether it be through Channel 50, whether it be through CBSDetroit.com,
Or the
to make
CBS News app.
to make it accessible
Yes.
for people in this state to watch Detroit City FC. ESPN Plus, making it accessible to watch Detroit City home games throughout the country. So, and they provide that platform and make it available to everybody. And not granted, it's not the most, it's not the cheapest platform in the world. I mean, $16 a month, but still, it's no Apple TV.
No.
I think you pay what, 20, 25, 20, I don't know what.
I think it was $9.99 still.
Oh,
yeah.
so it was $9.99. But you have to pay a season pass where you have to pay like
$9.99. Brother.
Yeah. And
Tell me-
everything's behind that paywall,
Right.
and $99. Put it this way: $99 to see MLS,
Yeah.
to $50 to watch the Premier League. I'll take the Premier League hands down.
Yeah, I know.
Plain and simple, and that's why I pay for Peacock, and I almost see every game on Peacock. Whether they're not exclusive to USA and whatnot, and even the NBC games are available on Peacock. So.
Speaking of the Premier League, I know we're almost out of time. I want to mention the Women's World Cup and one a beautiful tribute there. The Women's Euro is playing right now. They're at their final 8. And for all
got that lucky to get into the knockout stage.
yes, England is probably lucky is because they lost their first game of
France.
the tournament to France, and that was kind of
France
shocking.
is becoming
yeah.
a soccer power in
Oh,
Europe.
yes, you're right.
I mean, both men's and women's side. To be
Yes,
honest.
yes, and I'm just trying to look at the score. Yes, they lost to them 2-1, but they bounced back with 2 crowning performances, but with Everland 6-1. That they were lucky, and thank God they thank God the British press don't mention the reason why our midfielder didn't do well because he was having a sexual romp.
Gotta love the tabloids.
One thing I will say, none of my business, for God's sake.
Yeah, I agree on
Yeah,
that.
none of my
that
business.
shouldn't be.
That's-
The tabloid world, I mean, sadly, it's in men's soccer, as you know, all the way.
Yeah, it always happens, and I mentioned a couple of incidents. I remember a couple of years ago when Spain lost their first World Cup, which went wearing, they also mentioned he was having sex with his girlfriend, who was a reporter for the network that was covering the World Cup. But like I said, I will say this again, not our business.
Yeah.
I know.
Not my
Before we wrap it up, there was one good tribute for
Yes,
Liverpool. Yeah.
there was on Sunday. I mean, the soccer world is still reeling from the death of Diego Jota and
Yeah.
his brother.
Andrew Silva.
Andrew
Yeah.
Silva. Yep.
From
They're
America,
still reeling from that.
You're
Preston North End played Liverpool in a friendly.
And very exhibition friendly to warm up for the
Yeah.
preseason. Yeah.
It was Liverpool's first match since the tragedy.
I know.
Much in the way like, say, back in 1979,
when Thurman
when,
Munson
after Thurman Munson died. The Yankees had a funeral that day,
Oh, my.
that afternoon, before playing the Monday night game.
Yes. It was nationwide on
Yeah,
ABC.
nationwide on ABC.
Yeah.
So they had the funeral, and they were still distraught from the funeral and all that. Bobby Mercer making a name for himself in that game. But this here was Liverpool's, shall we say, return to normalcy type
Yeah.
deal, and it was the tributes were fitting and touching.
And very classy. By
Very
the
classy by Preston North End.
Yeah,
A singer from Cork saying "You'll Never Walk Alone."
That's their theme. Yeah.
Yeah, and,
And
one of
one
the
player
one of the players from Preston laid a wreath at the end where the Liverpool supporters were,
Yeah.
in honor of Diego Jota. And I mean, just looking at that, I mean, me, as you know, not being the biggest
Yeah.
Liverpool fan in the world,
I know.
I looked at that and it's like that's the game right there. That's the game. Liverpool went on to win 3-1 in the friendly, by the way. But that's the beauty of the game right there. I mean, coming together for one simple cause. We've seen it in the past, whether it be
Thurston Morton with the Yankees.
or Thurman Munson. I'm talking about in soccer itself. Whether it be the Busby Babes,
Yes.
whether it been the Hillsborough tragedy,
Yes.
not so much the Heisel tragedy, but yeah. But I mean, whether it be certain tragedies and the people of the game come together,
Yes.
and it shows the spirit of what the game is all about.
That's
it's
what
about
it's all about.
it's about the people, and I mean
People, community.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah.
And people, came together and celebrating the life of Diogo Jota, and the tributes are going to still come to the state.
Yeah.
What's going to be more stirring, I think,
The first home game.
the
in-
first
Yeah.
the first game of the season.
Oh, yeah.
Because I believe they're at home for the first game of
Yeah.
the season.
I know, and everybody will be watching
Yeah.
it on NBC. It's going to be emotional.
Our USA actually will have that first
USA,
game, but
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's going to be very emotional
Oh,
at that point. And like I said, hearts go out to the Liverpool
I know.
supporters. Hearts
I
go
know.
out, obviously, to the families of both of the, Diogo Jota's family, the Silva family as well.
I know.
And
Yeah.
like I said, tragic loss in the game. But like I said, you appreciate how the game, the fans, the support, everybody comes together
Yeah,
at such a difficult time.
And the moving on part is never easy.
Never is, never will be. You will always remember the player and what he done for the team. But I mean, it sucks that he's not around. But the memory
I know.
remains.
Speaking of moving on, don't forget, Friday we'll be back at our Wooden Death at Keyword playing the sports
Yeah.
section.
Yep.
A big game, Detroit
Huge
City.
game.
Against-
Well, huge game for Detroit City. Huge game for Pittsburgh as far as the playoff.
Yeah, you're right. I
the
was
playoff
doing
table is
I was
going
doing number crunching of the teams after their last win, not counting the Miami game. Their last win when they were top 3 in week 8. It's been different since week 8. We've been on a slump, and we'll talk about that in the pregame.
We're going to talk about that. I mean, it's going. I mean, it might be heavy focused on that because of the
Yeah,
fact
right.
that it's not. These haven't been good times for Detroit City
No.
FC as far as the men's side is
and if you
concerned.
saw the power ranking on the USL, rock bottom, 24 out of 24.
We'll discuss more of that. We'll discuss more of that on Friday during Soccer Night in Detroit, of course.
And don't
then-
forget, after hours, post game.
Yep, after our post game, we'll dissect it all from
I know.
a big game that's going to be on ESPN2
Yes, not on the usual channels, ESPN2. That's where it's
on Friday night, part of a big weekend of soccer, including the infamous El Clamico.
El Clamico. Oh,
Rhode Island versus Hartford Athletic.
Oh, okay, I'll be watching that at home.
Yeah,
We'll have
on
it around. Yeah.
on CBS.
I know.
But anyway, that's it for this
right.
edition of the Musings. Thanks, Steve, as
Thank you
always,
very much.
for joining me. And until we meet again, folks, keep your feet on the ground. Keep reaching for the galaxy.